My dear students, welcome back to the lectures of data structures. In this video lecture, we are going to look at an algorithm called Dijistra's algorithm. We have to pronounce this algorithm. Actually, the spelling is Dijktras, but we have to pronounce this as Dijistra's algorithm. Here K is silent. While pronouncing, we have to pronounce like that. So we'll see what is Dijistra's algorithm, and first of all, very first point is it is a shortest path algorithm. It is the shortest path algorithm. That means this is the algorithm which is used to find out the shortest path between the vertices, and this is called as a single source shortest path algorithm. Dijistra's algorithm is called as the single source shortest path algorithm. See, it is one of the shortest path algorithms, and it is also called as single source shortest path algorithm. Why it is called as single source shortest path algorithm, we will understand later. Please listen carefully. In this problem, what we are going to find out is, we will start from one vertex. You will be given with a graph, and in that graph, we will start from one particular point, and we will consider that as source vertex. So from that source vertex, we will find out the distance to all the remaining vertices. We will find out the shortest path from the source vertex to all the remaining vertices. We will understand this point with the help of example. Nothing is here. We are going to find out the shortest path from source vertex to all the other vertices. Any vertex can be considered. You can consider any vertex in the given graph as source vertex. From the source vertex, we will find out the shortest path to all the other vertices. So this is the basic objective of this Dijistra's algorithm. Now let us consider a graph for finding out the shortest paths. We will see. We will take an example, and we will understand how we are going to find out the shortest path. Consider this is the graph we have taken. Consider, now I am going to assume that V1 is a starting vertex. I am going to consider this V1 as starting vertex, and the remaining vertices we are going to find out the shortest path from V1 to V3, V1 to V2, V1 to V4, and V1 to V5. So from the source vertex which you have considered, see, it is not mandatory that you have to take only V1 as source vertex. You can consider any vertex here as source vertex, but whatever the source vertex you have taken, from that source vertex you have to find out the distances between all the other vertices. So in that distance also you have to find out the shortest path. Suppose consider I am going to consider the starting vertex as V1. I am going to find out the shortest distance between V1 and V2. There are many paths from V1 to V2. So from V1 to V2 we have this path. From V1 to V2 we can come V3 and we can reach to V2. We can come to V3, see here, from V1 to V3. After that we can come to V5. From directly V5 to V2 we can reach. So there are many paths. There will be many paths from V1 to V2, but we have to find out the minimum shortest path from a particular source vertex to the remaining vertices. So this is how we are going to find out. So from V1, and in the next step what we will do, we will go for finding out the shortest path between V1 and V3. We will take all the possible paths. V1 to V3, one path is V1 to V3. Another path is V1 to V2, V1 to V2, from V2 to V3. Another path is V1 to V2, from V2 to V4. From V4 also we can able to reach to the vertex V3. This is how we are going to find out all the possible paths. Then among all the possible paths, we will find out the shortest path. See, we will see the example from this graph. Consider so what we have taken, we have considered the source vertex from the graph above graph as V1. We will consider the shortest paths from. We will consider all the possible paths. See, please make a note of here. This is not shortest path. We will find out all the possible paths first. After finding out the possible paths, then we will go for finding out the shortest path. So that is how we are going to find out now. So from V1 to V2, this is one path we have. And to reach V2 from V1, we can go to V3 and we can go to V6. Now, what is the distance between, what is the distance in this we have in this graph and in this graph? See, from V1 to V2, the distance here is only 1. So, to reach V2 from V1, the distance is we have to go to V3 and we have to go to V2. Then the total distance here is 6 plus 2, 8. Here the distance is, total distance is only 1. Here the distance is 8. So from V1 to V2, here the distance is 6 plus 4 plus 3. 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 13. So here the distance is 13. So like that, we have to find out all the possible paths. Here we have not taken all the possible paths, but while you are solving the problem, you have to take all the possible paths. Then among all the possible paths, you have to take the shortest one among all the possible paths. So in this example, from these paths we have, the shortest path one, this is the shortest path. V1 to V2 is the shortest path. So we will eliminate these things. We will not take, because these things are not they are not shortest. They are not giving us the shortest. But that's why we are going to take only this particular thing. So we will find out. We will notice that. We will note down that the shortest path between V1 and V2 is 1. Like that, so V1 to V2 is over. Now we will go for V1 to V3, next vertex. So now see, like that we will find out the shortest paths between all the vertices, from source vertex to all the vertices. And see here we have concluded that the shortest path from V1 to V2 is 1. Let us take another shortest path from V2 to V3. So from V1 to V3, the shortest V3, the possible paths are V1 to V3. One is 6, other one is 3, other one is 4 plus 3 plus 1, 8. So which one is better? See, this one is shortest path, and remaining all. See, here we have not taken all the possible paths. We have to consider all the remaining possible paths also. Among them we have to take. So from these paths we have taken the least cost is only 1 plus 2, 3. That is why we will notice that, we will note down that the shortest path from V1 to V2 with V1 to V3 is 3, and then we will move forward. Like that we will find out the shortest path between all the vertices, from source vertex to all the remaining vertices. So here we have concluded the shortest path from V1 to V3 is 3. Then what is the next vertex? Suppose V4 is there, you have to take the shortest path from V1 to V4 by using the same procedure. If V5 is there, you have to take V4, V5, V6. Suppose if there are number of vertices, if there are 10 vertices, you have to calculate the shortest path from source vertex to all the remaining vertices. Then only you have to say, see here, the remaining process we have not done. You please proceed with the remaining process. The next step is, finally what you have to do is, you have to note all the shortest paths. You have to take down all the shortest paths from all the vertices. See, from V1 to V2, we found the shortest path is 1. The path is V1 to V2. V1 to V3, the path is V1 to V1 to V2, V2 to V3, the shortest path is 3. V1 to V4, the shortest path is V1 to V2, V2 to V4, path is 4. Length is 4. V1 to V5, this is the path, and this is the shortest path. There will be many possible paths, but these are the shortest paths we have noticed from a source vertex, particular source vertex. This is called Dijistra's algorithm. So what you have to write here, from the starting onwards, you have to find out the shortest paths from a source vertex to remaining vertices. Okay? Again, I'm repeating, you can take any vertex as source vertex, and you have to find out the shortest path from source vertex to all the remaining vertices. Now, Dijistra's algorithm application. These are some applications where we use this Dijistra's algorithm really. So Dijistra's algorithm basically find out the shortest path, and it is mainly used in some of the fields like networking, computer networking, like routing systems. So routers are there, right? Routers are there for connecting the systems in a network. So in that routing systems, we will use this Dijistra's algorithm for finding out the shortest path. In Google Maps, actually we use Google Maps for finding out the shortest paths from one source from one place to another place. Google Maps is also one of the application area where we use this Dijistra's algorithm. Telephone network, another area is telephone network where we use this Dijistra's algorithm. So these are some of the applications, and this is how we will find out the shortest path in Dijitas algorithm. The main points you need to remember here is Dijitas algorithm is the shortest path algorithm, and it is the single source shortest path algorithm. See, the word single source shortest path algorithm gives the meaning that we have to find out the shortest path from a particular vertex, which is called source vertex. You have to consider one vertex as source vertex, and you have to find out the shortest paths from that source vertex. That is why it is called a single source shortest path algorithm. So this is what I would like to teach you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Please go through the video and let me know if you have any doubts.